Yankee Stadium and World Series time. Pulses quicken, and for a while, public and personal anxieties are set aside. They come by car, train, bus, and plane. In fact, the whole nation stops work for a few hours each day. Wherever two or more Americans meet, there's speculation on whether the Yankees will do it again. And in the heart of every person who's ever watched a baseball game anywhere, there's always that unspoken question: how do the Yankees do it? What really makes the Yankees tick? Because here's where tomorrow's Yankees are made. In organizations like the Little League, where kids from 8 to 12 get their first taste of organized baseball, where you might start your climb up the baseball ladder to the New York Yankees and the World Series. At 13, you'd graduate into the Babe Ruth League, a step closer to the big leagues. The Connie Mack League, or one of its many similar cousins throughout America, takes over your baseball education now. The diamond and your fellow players aren't Yankee size yet, but a lot of the strategy and team spirit are. American Legion Junior Baseball, directed by Lou Brissie, former big leaguer, gives you at 16 a taste of real Yankee-style baseball in the Legion-sponsored league. About this time, if you've fallen in love with the thrills and excitement of winning baseball, you decide to try out with the famous New York Yankees. Tryout camps are held all over America every summer. The Yankee Scout tells you all about it, and you notice all the top ball players in your area turn out. Speed is a necessity for the big leagues. Makes the difference between a good player and a championship player, such as those who play for the Yankees. Everybody's a little nervous, of course, but the Scout's a nice guy and tries to put you all at ease. Prospective Yankees get every chance to display their ability under the experienced eyes of Yankee scouts, top tutors of the game. Every individual gets individual instruction in the position of his choice. Sometimes the coaches discover talent in a player that can be put to better use at a different position. Outfielder Babe Ruth, you know, started as a pitcher, became the greatest home run hitter of all time. And speaking of slugging, that's a Yankee trademark. When the Yankee Scouts think you're ready, you're assigned to a Yankee farm club ranging from Class D through AAA. You learn to play ball on the job under the guidance of the Yankees' famous teaching managers. The Yankee Instructional School in St. Petersburg, Florida is another club innovation designed to hasten the day you reach Yankee Stadium. Here in the Serena Hotel in balmy St. Pete are quartered youngsters selected from Yankee farm clubs, ready for the finest special teaching of baseball fundamentals you can get anywhere, taught by the best in the game. A staff headed by Casey Stengel, boasting among others such greats as Frank Cressetti, Johnny Nune, Jim Turner, Mickey Cochran, and Bill Dickey. Casey Stengel's ready to call the class to order. Now, you find yourself learning finer points of the game that make you a champion, a Yankee. There's a lot more to pitching than just throwing the ball, and Coach Jim Turner helps you like a father helps his son. After a few minutes with Hall of Famer Bill Dickey, the catching candidates learn to make the tough plays more easily. Running the bases is quite an art. You must learn to get a good lead on the pitcher. Keep him worried, but be wary. Be ready to lunge back safely or on your toes for a dash to the next base. Speed is necessary, plus developing the knack of rounding bases without loss of ground. Get to executing the double play wins ball games. Developed in drills are form and finesse. Nifty and shifty makes a first baseman. Practice makes for smoother reflex action. Slide, Kelly, slide. But to do it right takes almost as much form as Olympic high diving, and nobody tries to tag a high diver out. Every position has its specific requirements. No detail is overlooked, including teaching outfielders how to wear sunglasses. And Casey Stengel, that old master of the outfield, squares you away, and soon you're as comfortable in sunglasses as a movie star. The crowd impresses you at your first intra-squad game. But of course, you're hoping to impress Casey Stengel. The Yankee manager wants to see how well you've learned your lessons. Can you pass the test playing the game? Will you be considered qualified to join the Yankees in spring training? Spring training is a big event for all concerned, including St. Petersburg. Interested spectators include Farm Director Lee MacPhail, Chief Scout Paul Critchell, General Manager George Weiss, and co-owner Dan Topping. The Yankees' Bill DeWitt and Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick watch the first trip from the dressing room. Plenty of Yankee fans turn out to watch, and for those who can't make it to St. Petersburg, newsreel and TV cameramen record the workouts. The pepper games are fun and are good conditioning practice. As for the batters, man, it really feels good to smack a few on the nose. Iron Mike, the pitcher who never gets tired, enables the batters to practice at length on various phases of batting, including the art of bunting. Infield drills get sharper and faster as spring training progresses in preparation for the month-long series of exhibition games. And wherever you find baseball fans, you find frosty bottles of bright and bracing Coca Cola. Baseball and Coke grew up together. America's favorite game. America's favorite soft drink. Man, that's really good. New York, it's a wonderful town, particularly if you're a Yankee, and your stadium looks 10 times bigger than you ever thought it would. It's your new home as a member of baseball's best. Over the years, Yankee players have split more than $4 million in World Series shares. You'll be spending some time in this dugout. The view is pretty good, but so far as you're concerned, it's a lot better from the playing field. Yankee Stadium, the house they say Ruth built. But he didn't build it alone. 160 million Americans, players and fans, helped him. This is their monument, too. A monument to clean, hard, fair competition that can take unknown youngsters and immortalize them. In center field are the 5 famous Yankee Memorial Plaques. Jacob Ruppert, the owner who put the Yankees in the winner's circle and built Yankee Stadium. Edward Grant Barrow, Yankee general manager and molder of champions. Miller James Huggins, the manager who piloted the Yankees in their rise from obscurity to greatness. Henry Louis Gehrig, Larrapin Lou, Hall of Fame first baseman and one of baseball's all-time sluggers. Lou's lifetime batting average of .340 hardly tells the story of his record-smashing slugging prowess. Some lucky fan was all but certain of a baseball souvenir when Lou Gehrig hit one of his lifetime total of 494 home runs. The Iron Horse's incredible consecutive game streak of 2,130 continuous games still stands. The monumental playing record was suddenly ended in 1939 as a result of illness. On July 4th, the baseball world paid tribute to an amazing athlete and an outstanding American.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Henry Louis Gehrig. His spirit lives on as part of the famed Yankee tradition. Babe Ruth, whose fabulous play sparked the spectacular Yankee drive to big league leadership, was the greatest of all Yankees, became the greatest hero in the history of American sports. The Bambino's all-time record of 714 home runs revolutionized modern baseball. When the Babe passed away, it was a time of nationwide mourning. He lay in state in his beloved stadium. fans turned out to bid farewell to a Yankee hero who had become an American legend. George Herman Babe Ruth, a great ball player, a great man, a great American. Yes, Yankee Stadium has witnessed much of the making of modern baseball history. And one of the most illustrious events of all took place in 1949, Joe DiMaggio Day. Joe's legion of faithful fans jammed Yankee Stadium 70,000 strong to pay him tribute and to shower him with gifts. Joe, an humble hero, thanked all who had helped him along the path to the top, and in closing said, "I'd like to thank the good Lord for making me a Yankee. This day certainly proves it's great to be a Yankee." Yes, memorials to leadership and achievement unapproached in baseball history. Your first stop as a Yankee is the stadium's classy clubhouse, far and away the most spacious and comfortable in the majors. Nothing but the best for the best in the game. Excitingly new to the rookie, excitingly like home to veteran teammates. Living the life of a Yankee in the finest surroundings. Top medical specialists keep the Yankees physically sound. Twice a month during playing season, the traveling secretary hands out paychecks. And in the manager's office off the dressing room, there's many a pregame strategy conference. And soon it's game time. When the Yanks took the field against the Detroit Tigers, everybody was a little apprehensive. Detroit's scrappy young ball club didn't have quite enough to be a pennant winner, but the Tigers were a real threat to knock off some clubs that were in the race. Gil McDougald, young Yankee veteran, helped carry the day against the Tigers when he pounded a hit through the infield to drive home a decisive run. It was hot in more ways than one the day Bob Curley, star right-hander, faced the inspired Kansas City Athletics. But Andy Carey and Phil Rizzuto combined to execute a dazzling double play, a thrill, a spill, but a daily doing in winning with the Yankees. Yogi Berra helped sew it up with a booming drive into the right field stands. Yogi, you know, has been chosen most valuable player 3 times. And power like this is one of the reasons why. Now there's a sight as familiar and full of pleasure as a baseball diamond on a sunny day. Yes, sir, Coca Cola is a pennant winner in every ballpark in America. From big leaguer to little leaguer, they all call for Coke when they want the ultimate in frosty refreshment. Good old Coca Cola. Chicago's White Sox are always rough contenders, and when they're in the running for a pennant, brother, look out. Yankee pitcher Tom Morgan had his hands full with the spirited Sox, who had thoughts of beating the Yankees to the pennant. But Yank fielders like Irv Noren never give up. But the harder the Sox bore down, the tougher became the Yankees. Watch this line drive catch. The outlook wasn't too cheerful for the Bronx Bombers, but skill and power finally paid off. Gil McDougald lined a hit over third, and Hank Bauer dashed home, followed by another Yankee runner. Joe Collins next stepped into the batter's box. Dick Donovan, Sox pitcher, faces him, a hard man to hit, but Joe slams one into the stands to be scrambled for by souvenir hunters, and the Yanks kept their hold on first place. A big occasion originated by the Yankees takes place each year, Old Timers Day, when Hall of Famers like Al Simmons, Jimmy Fox, and Mickey Cochran step back into the spotlight. The immortal Lefty Grove, and Bill Terry and Frankie Frisch, Charlie Gehringer, Paul Wainer, Home Run Baker and Ray Schalk, Joe DiMaggio, Gabby Hartnett, Ted Lyons, Dazzy Vance, your own Yankee coach, Bill Dickey, Ty Cobb, the immortal Georgia Pete, Chris Speaker, Cy Young, and former Yankee greats are on hand, too, led by Joe McCarthy, the brilliant manager who led the Bombers to 8 pennants and 7 world championships. Red Ralph, American League President Will Harridge, and Yankee co-owner Del Webb present the returning heroes with a token of the occasion. Charlie Keller, Red Ruffing, and colorful and capable Lefty Gomez. And do the fans really love it? The Yankee story is full of names of the game's greatest, such as Clark Griffith, Jack Chesbro, Willie Keeler, Bob Musial, Tony Lazzari, Herb Pennock, Wade Hoyt, Bob Shawkey, Earl Combs, to name a few. It's a packed house in Yankee Stadium when the Boston Red Sox come to town. Red Barber interviews Boston's all-time great Ted Williams. Take a closer look at one of the most feared bats in baseball. But the Yankees have a few aces up their sleeves, too. Watch slugger Mickey Mantle in slow motion. Who would ever guess this fleet dynamo had to overcome serious physical handicaps to become one of the big league's brightest stars? Mantle is one of the fastest men in the big leagues, as well as a power hitter. Watch the extra burst of speed as he closes on second, and that perfect hook slide. How about that? Bob Curley delivers his high hard one to Boston's Billy Goodman, but Billy Martin goes far to his right for a sensational stop and throw for the putout. From the jammed press box, another Yankee win is flashed to the world by radio, television, and newspapers. In the press room, your victory is written up in detail by a battery of sports writers. The Yankees are probably covered by more top-notch sports reporters than any other athletic team in the world. Before the papers hit the streets, most of your teammates, like Joe Collins, are home ready to play another game. The pegs aren't as hot as they were earlier in the afternoon, but your teammates take the game just as seriously, although they may make a few more errors. But it's a good way for a Yankee to relax with his family, and after all, Little League tryouts will be coming up in a few more years, so there's no time like the present to start breaking in the old glove. These Yankee brain trusters discuss strengthening for the stretch drive. Assistant General Manager Bill DeWitt, Farm Director Lee McPhail, and George Weiss, astute General Manager. And the pulse of the Yankee operation is felt in the ticket office, where tens of thousands of tickets are processed daily. Mail orders flow in from all parts of America, are filled swiftly and efficiently. Keeping baseball fans happy in any league takes plenty of delicious Coca Cola. So Yankee Stadium storerooms are kept filled to supply the consistently big demand. Yankee fans were always kept on the edges of their seats when the Bombers played their main pennant rival, Cleveland. Yankee pitcher Tommy Byrne faced Indian batter Al Smith, who hit a Texas leaguer into short center field. Mickey Mantle turned on full power, charged in to make the catch and the out. Undaunted, the Indians turned loose their heaviest hitters. Byrne whipped one over, and the hitter grounded into a fast double play. Early Wynn on the mound for Cleveland couldn't locate the plate for Gil McDougald, and the Yankee infielder took his base on ball. Disgusted but still determined, Early Wynn faced old pro Hank Bauer, whose vicious line drive was good for 2 bases. Powerful Yogi Berra was always a thorn in the side of Cleveland pitchers. The stocky Yankee catcher could usually be counted on to drive home the big runs when the chips were down. Yankee speed and teamwork paid off against Cleveland on more than one occasion, like this pitch-out and Rizzuto's diving tag of the Indian runner. You'd be surprised the breeze you get sometimes in the batter's box. But Yankee Jerry Coleman digs in a little deeper and keeps on swinging, much to the Cleveland pitcher's dismay. Yes, sir, Yankees thrive on rough weather, and so do Yankee fans. Looks like a hurricane building up in Yankee Stadium. But Joe Collins climbs out of the storm cellar to raise a little dust himself. Cleveland games heat up every player, and batters like Elston Howard gave even more than their best, as did loyal Yankee rooters. Yankee pitching and defense came in for their share of cheers, too. And then, almost before you knew it, this was it. Tonight in Fenway Park, Boston, the Yankees had the chance to come through with the clincher. Big Don Larson started and held tight rein on the Red Sox hitters until the final innings. The Yankees kept pecking away and got their third run on a long single that almost was a double. They really needed that one because the scoreboard read Yanks 3, Boston 2 going into the last half of the ninth. Whitey Ford, Stengel's stopper, dug in on the mound and forced the Boston hitter to ground out. The Yankees had come through again. Their fierce determination and fighting spirit had brought them another record-smashing American League pennant. After dropping the first two World Series games at Brooklyn, the teams come to Yankee Stadium. The Yankee Clipper, Joe DiMaggio, is on hand too and watches his former teammates trot into position. Casey Stengel comes back with his ace, Whitey Ford. First inning strikeout victims include Wee Reese. And a few minutes later, Duke Snider, the first of 3 times Ford was to get the mighty Duke on strikes. Slugger Mickey Mantle proved he was also versatile as the Yankees came to bat and he beat out a beautiful drag bunt past the pitcher. Later in the game, Yankee defense had a chance to sparkle as Junior Gilliam came to bat and promptly proceeded to hit into a double play. And several innings later, one great catcher threw out another as Yogi Berra got Roy Campanella at second base. Hank Bauer opened a late inning with a single to left. Followed soon after by a rifle shot off the bat of Yogi Berra with Hank taking third, setting the stage for one of the most dramatic events in recent World Series history. As the old hustler, Enos Slaughter, comes to the plate and proceeds to belt the ball into the right field stands for a home run to give the Yankees a lead they never relinquish. Carl Perillo gave Yankee fans a scare in the 9th inning when he doubled to deep right center. But thanks to a tremendous relay from Hank Bauer to Billy Martin to Andy Carey, he was out when he tried to make it to third. Whitey Ford continues to hold the Dodgers in check and soon has another series victory to add to his brilliant career. Another game and another Yankee hurling standout, Tom Sturdivant, takes the hill to battle the hard-hitting Dodgers, who have more than a little trouble connecting. Later, Mickey Mantle shows why he was the unanimous choice for most valuable player with a tremendous home run. Not to be outdone, Hank Bauer, the next inning, followed suit with another home run, scoring Andy Carey ahead of him. With a commanding lead and a sparkling defense behind him, Tom Sturdivant goes all the way, and in the top of the 9th, forces the last Dodger batter to fly out to Mickey Mantle for the final out and another Yankee victory. Next in line for Yankee mound duties was Don Larson, who made an auspicious start by striking out 2 of the first 3 batters to face him. Even those Dodgers who did get a piece of the ball didn't connect very solidly, but it still takes runs to win a ball game. And powerhouse Mickey Mantle does it again with another home run into the right field stands. To provide a little protection, Hank Bauer singles, driving in Andy Carey with another run. Meanwhile, Don Larson is putting on the pitching performance of the generation. No Dodger has yet reached first base. The crowd wonders, can he do what no one in baseball has ever done? 2 down now in the 9th. Pinch hitter Dale Mitchell is up. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called, and Don has done it. The first World Series no-hitter in history, and the first perfect game in any Major League game in 34 years. And here he is, the pitcher of perhaps the most remarkable game in all of baseball. Happy, Don? You bet. The series moves back to Brooklyn's Ebbets Field, where the Dodgers rely on Clem Levine and the Yankees on hard-throwing Bob Turley. And they're soon engaged in an old-fashioned pitcher's battle. Yogi Berra gives the Yankees some hope with a slashing double to right center, but dies on second. But the Dodgers are equally helpless in driving runs across the plate as Bob Turley strikes out 11 of the bombers, a new series high for a bomber hurler. After 9 scoreless and brilliant innings for both sides, the Dodgers, however, squeak out a 1-0 victory in the 10th. For the payoff game, Casey Stengel pins his hopes on Johnny Cooks, a young stalwart of the pennant drive. Johnny has the Dodgers eating out of his hand as he stars both on the mound and the field. Big Don Newcomb starts for the Dodgers, but has more than a little trouble against Yankee power. Yogi Berra, not content with 1 2-run homer in the first inning, connects for another in the third, giving the stocky Yankee powerhouse a record-breaking 10 runs batted in for the series. The Yankee power parade continues as Elston Howard also hits for the distance. Putting the frosting on the cake, Bill Skowron slams a tremendous grand slam home run. Behind a comfortable 9-0 lead, Johnny Cooks breezes smoothly along, allowing the mighty Dodgers a measly 3 hits to assure the Yankees of still another world championship. Times Square on BJ Day has nothing on the Yankee clubhouse after a series victory. No, sir, victory never loses its freshness. There's plenty of talking, but not much listening. Nobody makes much sense, but then nobody cares. Even Johnny Cooks, Yogi Berra, and Bill Skowron, the day's heroes, aren't able to do much more than listen to Casey Stengel give the gentleman of the press a few choice quotes, telling all about how the Yankees did it. How do the Yankees do it? What makes them tick? The answer is baseball's most outstanding organization, which produces fine players and brilliant managers. Yes, when you tell the story of winning baseball, you tell the story of the winningest team in baseball, the New York Yankees, an unparalleled saga of 22 pennants and 17 world championships since 1921. Yes, it's great to be a Yankee, and great to keep on winning with the Yankees.